Hello everybody, welcome back to a new Transformers toy review. I'm AutoCon and this is Transformers timelines with 2-pack timelines, with Optimus Prime and Starscream. Now obviously this is Japanese culture with the timelines. We already got some timelines already, so this is the second edition, I guess, or second season, or whatever you want to call it. But this is the second time they're doing the timelines again. The last one was with the trains. Everything was steam and all that kind of stuff. Now we're getting Japanese culture. Here we have a samurai, I want to say a ninja or something like that. So I think it's cool. Now this is the freaking box. The box looks amazing. This thing is super awesome. You have a picture of the toys, and then you have a samurai. Like, it's just all cool. But anyways, these are the figures. Now right off the bat, they're deluxe class. I really don't like the whole idea of deluxe class. I think I would have been nice if they were all Voyagers, and then you could have just gone whichever one you want. But they're still fun to play with. I'm not gonna lie. I just being greedy here and would have liked a bigger size samurai of this guy. So that's just my opinion. Now overall, you get both of these figures in the box. First, we'll take a look at Starscream because he's one of the ones that I like, but I don't like at the same time. It's just, I don't know. So let's take a look at Starscream. Now Starscream looks like a samurai. You know, you have the clothing here and all that stuff, kind of resembling the clothing. His face though looks so cool though. There we go. That face looks super cool. It looks like kind of like the Saurus, like Japanese anime mecha. Like, that looks super cool. I do love the head sculpt though. It looks super sick, you know. So yeah, he looks really cool. I do like how, like, the ninja stuff, like, you know, the socks. These are supposed to be the socks, and then the sandals or whatever those shoes are. And then you got some nice clothing right here. And then you turn him around. He does have some wings, stuff like that with the Decepticon symbol. So this is pretty neat. This is really cool. Now, quick comparison with this guy. Now, aesthetic, like by the aesthetic of it, he looks cool and he looks cool. But playable and like poseable and all that kind of stuff, he's better. This guy is just kind of like, it's okay. It's not the worst, but yeah. Now, for accessories, we do get pretty nice, cool accessories. We get these nice little shotguns that look kind of like old shotguns, which they're pretty cool. It's simple. It's just black, gray. It's just gray plastic with some minor detail on it. They look sick. I like them. I'm not complaining, but they are also cool. So, yeah. And then we also get the tail of the animal mode that goes and turns into like a fan or something like that, like a little handing fan thingy, which looks cool. I mean, all this Japanese stuff, culture with samurais, ninjas, and like all this stuff, because I don't know what else there is. I don't want to like disrespect culture and stuff like that, but like all this stuff is like super cool and interesting. So it's pretty cool to put it on a Transformer. So yeah, this is super sick. So we can just put it back. And then he can hold it there. And then the shotguns, he can also wield them on the hands. So it's kind of cool. So I'm just going to take them out to just show the figure how it looks without any sort of weapons. So this is him. Now, he can have the wings like on that double hinge, because it's kind of like a double foldable. But on my copy, it tends to like kind of pop out, so just kind of gotta fiddle with it, just like that. So I kind of like to have it like that, but I think the instructions say you can have them like that, something like that. So that looks cool too. So it just kind of depends to the preference that you want, because that's doable. That looks kind of cool. So the wings are very like depending on how you want it. So articulation wise on this figure is great. The head's on a ball joint. It can look up. It can do the full rotation 360. His arms can go out that much. They can do a 360. You just gotta make the wings out of the way. So other than that, you can do a 360. Arms can go out that much. He does have a bend on the elbow. He does have another bend right here. That's more due to transformation, but he still has a bend. So it's pretty cool to have figures that have double bends. So you have that. And then the hand, the hand's on a ball joint. So you can do rotation 360, and then it does this weird movement to the side. Ooh, I just popped this off. It does this weird movement to the side. Let me see if I can. There we go. But that's due to transformation. But other than that, that's what you get. Now for the legs go out this much. You have a nice bend on the knee. You can go all that much. And then transformation, due to transformation, the foot is on a ball joint, but still pretty cool. The legs can go out back this much. They can go front this much. And they can go out this much. So you do get some pretty nice pose, you know, considering that he's more of a Japanese stuff, so karate and all that stuff, I guess, samurai moves and Japanese ninjas moves and all that kind of stuff, you know. So I mean, it looks cool, you know. If you want to make him more sick, I guess you can turn the feet around, give him some claws, and make him look cooler. Semi beast mode. I do gotta say, I wish they could use this mold for for a new Air for Beast Wars or something, because these legs are more steady. Like, this whole section that's built like this is a lot better than what they had for Air the original, not the original, but the Air from Kingdom, Transformers Kingdom and all that stuff, because my Razor will be standing and then these pieces are so weak that they just kind of fold down. But this guy has been standing really, really good. I don't know if it's because he's new and my Razor is just really old, or I don't know. But this feels more steady. That's my opinion. So now, for transformation, it's pretty simple. All we got to do is, you have the feet like that. So we're going to rotate them. Rotate them. Oh, sorry. They're already rotating. But yeah, you're going to rotate these. I'm going to grab these pieces. Rotate them to the side. Which is pretty cool how these are homage to the original Starscream, having his little, you know, his little shoulder thingies that he has. So that's cool. Now we're going to bring the wings out just like that. We're going to bring this whole section from the back. We're going to pop it up. And that's when we're going to bring this whole section out. We're going to bring this whole section out just like that. Then we're going to fold the head out, which is pretty cool. Nice head. Look at that eagle. That thing looks super sick. I think he can... If there's a piece out there that they can make or something, like, I can just put it there. Make it like Eagle Man or something. That looks super cool. But yeah. So we're just going to bring this down. And then the transformation is the same thing as Air with just some minor differences. So we're going to bring the arms out like this. And then we're just going to fold this whole section down. Now, it's kind of tight and hard at some point. But it's this whole section. You can even see the hole right here that has the bend and the rotation on there or whatever. So you're going to bring this whole section down. And then we're just going to leave that to the side a little bit right now. And then we're going to bring this whole section here. We're going to bring this whole waist unit right here down. And then we're going to bring the legs. The legs have a peg right here. That's going to peg right there. So it's just going to go up like that. And just like Air you're just going to fold the legs. Just like Air you're going to fold the knee and then fold the ankle. Just like Air Now you're going to bring this sections. And I do like this part because you have to fold the arms down. So you're just going to fold this down. And then you're going to fold the hand again. Just like that. And it's going to peg on the side of the waist. Right there. So, right there. So you're going to bring this down. And bring this down. And then just try to align it, basically. Make this firm. And then you can just bring the tail here. Oops. So, and then you can just bring the guns bring the guns, just put them there. And have them there to the side. Now this is really, really sweet because this thing looks super sick. Now, the legs are a little too big in my opinion, so it makes it look like it's standing. So I think it would have been fine with this section being folded back, but I guess it wouldn't be. They probably wanted this to be an original transformation by flipping down this waist, because this waist make it look like it's just standing on his like full legs, just like that. It's just too big for an eagle. So yeah, this thing is sick though. Other than that, he does have some minor movement on the head, kind of like a razor, and his mouth opens. So it is pretty sweet. So let's just put this to the side. Put this guy to the side. And here we have, which is so far one of my favorite ones. I do think this one's a lot better than this guy right here. This thing is more poseable. This thing is fun to play with. I like this so much. This one's okay. They could have done better, but overall, this one's better. For the timelines, so far, this Japanese one is doing so good. I'm so excited for the next one. The next one's supposed to be Megatron and Bumblebee. I think Megatron turns into like a orc or something. I don't know. And then Bumblebee's like a flying squirrel or something. So, yeah. Now, this thing looks super, super, super cool. I want to pay attention to the detail that it has because, first of all, the whole truck mode and homage to Optimus Prime original with the windows here and then the abdominal area and then right here and then the Autobot symbols right here. We go down. Nice waist right here. And then look at this. Samurai has toes. This samurai has toes, which, to my knowledge, that's how it is. The samurais were wearing these sandals. I don't know how they're called, but it's just super cool. It's like a, the wheels doesn't even bother me because that's how Optimus Prime is. He always has the wheels on his legs and stuff like that. So, yeah, this whole thing is super good, and the head looks super nice. That looks amazing. So now for the hand, I'm just going to take the weapon out. And then we're going to grab it. And now the weapon is just this lance or blade, which is what samurais have. But it's pretty cool. I like it. You can also store it in the back. There's this little piece right here. It's a little tab. And there's this hole. And the hole's just going to peg right there. Which looks super sick. I hope we get a DNA design or an upgrade kit or something for this guy and give him more weapons. That would be super sick as a samurai. But that's just my opinion. So, this thing looks super, super cool. So, So, this thing looks sick. Now, as for the robot, the proportions on this guy is pretty good. You got the back that's super slick. That thing's pretty crazy. Anything here. You got some nice detail on him. Now for articulation on this figure, the articulation on this figure is super good. You have a nice head that does a 360. He is on a ball joint kind of, but he can't really look up and down like the other one though. So other than that, he's still pretty good. 360 and everything, so I can't complain with that. So this is pretty good. Now for the hands can do the whole 360. They can go out that much. And then the armor can kind of move a little bit, so it's not like it's pegged to it the whole time. So it can just kind of move however you want it. So I think that's kind of cool. And then his arms do have a nice rotation, have a nice bend on the elbow. And then he has this little ball joint on the hand. So he can also do the 360 on the hand right here. So all this is pretty cool, you know. Moves out this much, bend on the elbow, ball joint on the hand, and then rotation on the whole arm. It's freaking sick. I really love it. And then you have some nice movement on the waist right here. Pretty cool. Waist rotation, super awesome. Legs can go out this much. They can go back this much. They have a nice bend. We have some nice ankle tilted. And you have some nice rotation on the leg, on the knee. So overall, this thing is super well articulated for a samurai. He looks really good as a samurai, you know. Gotta keep in mind that he's also a transformer. But the transformation on this guy is just freaking awesome. I really love it. So first things first, we're gonna come back here. And this little gray piece, we're gonna bring it out to the side. We're gonna bring this, just collapse all this, just kind of like that. And then we're gonna fold these. Actually, I messed up. We're gonna fold these inside first. They're gonna clip in there. We're gonna fold these. We're gonna bring these out, just like that. We're gonna bend them a little bit. And they're gonna tap in there with that. Same thing on the other side. They're gonna click. And then after that, you gotta bring the little feet from the ox. And we're gonna bring them out. Just fold them like that. It's kind of weird, but it's on a double hinge. Like the thigh is on the hinge to waist. And then this piece has a little hinge on the front of the leg. So you can actually do this without harming the figure and just nice and neat. And then while you do that, you can just bring the legs and just tap them all together. Just like that. We're going to do rotation on the waist. And then we're going to bring this little piece right here down. Now for the arms is where it gets pretty cool. We're going to just put them apart. We're going to rotate up just to bring this whole section out of the way. And then we're going to bring the little... Actually, no, I'm lying. We're going to bring this piece down. We're going to bring this piece down as well. So it's going to be like that. I'm going to rotate this whole section, and then we're going to have the ox. I'm going to lift this up too. And we're going to lift down the legs. We're going to bring down the legs. We're going to have a nice ox. You can see how the whole thing is starting to build up and look cool. So, gotta make sure this is nice. Just like that. Okay. And then for the arms, it's interesting how the whole section comes together. We're going to rotate it. And then you're going to make sure that these pieces are going to tap in there. I think it's just the middle one, I believe. Yeah. Actually, yeah. It's only the middle one that's going to... Where is it? I can't remember. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's the middle one. So, now we have these pieces right here. We're going to bring this out. And then now we can bring this down. Just like that. It doesn't make... Actually, I think it's on the first one. Let me try on the first one. And then there's a peg here. The arm is going to peg in there. Just like that. And we're going to lift this up right there. Same thing on the other side. We're going to bring this rotated. Just like that. Make sure they all were well rotated. Bring this out. Bring this down. Bring this up. Bring this up. Just like that. And then we can bring all this together. These pieces are just going to peg nice and neat together. How come they don't want to... There we go. They all peg in there nice and neat. So now we have the whole thing coming along really nice. And then this is where it gets a little tricky. It's not tricky. It's just hard to get everything pegged together. But these tabs are going to go inside of here. Like in between the wheel and the leg. And then these tabs are going to tab in between the toes. So you got to be careful how you do it. And we're just going to bring this carefully. Oh, I got it. I would focus first on these guys first, and then you focus on the other ones. So then you end up with this, and then this also taps here in the legs. You know, push it down. First focus on tapping it here, and then on the wheels, and then make sure you just push it down. Because then as soon as it pegs here on these four, it's all aligned together, and then you have this nice little ox. And then now you're done. You're left off with a nice ox with a carriage that resembles the Optimus Prime trailer, which looks super, super awesome. This thing looks amazing. This thing is one of my favorite Transformers right now. I can't stop playing with it. I can't stop looking at it. This thing is so sick. Like, I think it's so cool how this whole section turns into the whole torso turns into the ox, and the limbs of the body, you know, turns into the carriage. They could have done a parts former or something, but this thing looks super awesome. Would I have loved this to be a Voyager? Yes, so it can have more like detail, more better transformation. But this is still pretty good for deluxe. And then obviously you can store the weapon. The weapon goes here on the side, just like that, which kind of looks dumb, but that's how you're supposed to do it. There's nothing much to it. So other than that, that's pretty much what you get. Here we have these guys, which look good together. Transformation, this guy on the animal looks kind of weird, goofy, but other than that, it still looks good. Overall, these guys are incredible. These guys are a better upgrade of which was Optimus Prime train, and then Starscream plane, and these two are a lot better. Now, if I had to choose which one to get, obviously I don't think these are on Hasbro polls anymore because they already ran out, or I don't know, I don't think they're there anymore. But I'm sure you can get them somebody else. But honestly, I think if you want a timelines, you guys should go for these guys. These Japanese guys are a little better. I think my preference, I love these better than these guys. I think this one already had been out due to comics and third parties and stuff like that. So it's kind of out, you know. Here's that Bumblebee. So Bumblebee is kind of the same size as this guy. Optimus Primes is smaller though. So that's cool. And then you also have here, I have him, the one and only. If only I can reach him. Megatron. So I know the Megatron from the Transformers timelines Japanese looks super cool. The Bumblebee is kind of but I feel like he might be very poseable, so I'm not complaining or anything at the moment until I get him. But other than that, these figures are 100% get them. They're pretty good. They're pretty awesome. They're just cool. Oh well. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you, and I'll see you all guys on the next video after I fix this waist. There we go. But other than that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and thank you.